And we are live. So, hello and welcome everyone to yet another weekend webinar from Board Infinity. Today, you guys are going to experience a live digital marketing mock interview. So, if you are looking forward for 2022 as the year you are going to make your career transition, or let's say if you are already working in a organization and you're moving forward to jumping into another organization, this video will surely be very helpful for you because here we are going to show you a live mock interview of a digital marketing candidate. So today we are joined with our coach Altamash. He is someone who is having tons and tons of experience in the space of digital marketing, and not only digital marketing. He has exposed himself to teaching, mentoring students, and he is a graduate from IIM Indore. He is studying with London Business School as well, and currently he is working with Tata. So with that being said, I won't take much of your time, and we will just get started with the interview. So Altamash sir, Shubham, you can take forward the interview. Thanks a lot.
Hi, thanks Ayush. Hi everyone. Happy New Year to all of you and Happy New Year to Shubham and Ayush. So yeah, I think thank you for the introduction. Now we'll start with the interview, and I think after the interview there'll be a very important feedback session and where I'll tell you about the do's and don'ts as well. So make sure that you stay tuned to the end. And yeah, with that, I think Shubham, would you want to go ahead and introduce yourself first?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, sir. So my name is Shubham Deshmukh, and currently I'm working as an SEO analyst for an agency which is situated in Bangalore. Its name is brandstory.in. I've been working there for the past 10 months, and in the past 10 months, with my skills and my knowledge, I have applied to the agency roles, and I have helped my clients from UK, USA, UAE, Australia, and India as well to rank higher in the Google search engine result page.
Okay. And why did you transition into a digital marketing role or the digital marketing industry, or were you earlier a part of this industry before joining this company?
Okay, actually, being a commerce student, there was a hint of marketing and things in me, but I wasn't into traditional marketing, which we called it as before. But I wasn't into that. So during this pandemic and all, before that pandemic, I had an account receivable jobs, but due to some reasons, I lost my job over there. And this pandemic happened, and also there weren't any scope of getting a good job or a well stable life in that time. So what happened is that my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, he suggested me to go for a course in digital marketing. So I did a digital marketing course from Google, and I learned the prospects and aspects of it. And then I came to know that, yeah, I can be pretty good for this job, and also researched a lot about digital marketing, that what is the scope of it in future, how it would be beneficial for me, how it will be beneficial for a country as well, for everyone as well. So that's why I transitioned from it, and I learned that I'm good. I have a lean on to SEO things, so I became into that.
So what is the most exciting part of your job now, since you've been there for almost 10 months in the industry? What is that you like about either digital marketing or SEO?
Yeah. So what this field has, it's an evolving job actually. Digital marketers evolve every day. If I can say that it's an evolving job every day. You can learn each and every single bits and pieces every day. You can have your mentors. You can have your colleagues and your subordinates to help you with everything. If you are the expert in that, you can help your people to get things done with it. Because as this pandemic and all has happened, even before the pandemic, what I trust is that we needed to get a little bit digital, or as because people nowadays have a bit of getting into PCs and mobiles, or laptops almost. So we needed to get a bit of touch in digital world.
So now tell me something, some of your favorite and the most exciting tools that you have used in your digital marketing journey, or you would have learned, or you would have used in your day-to-day job.
Yes. So what in my day-to-day job is, two things are my everyday jobs. First, I have to do an SEO audit. I have to check that how my website is doing, or what kinds of problem it is facing. If it is facing, then what is the reason behind it, and how I can tackle those reasons, and to whom should I connect to correct the faults. So my first go-to tool is SEMrush. SEMrush is a paid tool, but it does a fantastic job with its features and all. It gives you the correct backlinks audits and all. and it gives you the keyword research analytics. It also helps you to find that what keywords your competitors are ranking for. And that's really a good boon for us, because if we get to know that what our competitors are doing good for, we can also apply those tactics and all in our website as well, and like rank higher for that. Then for Google, for the keyword research, we everyone knows that Google's keyword planner in the AdWords is the best tool. We can get this accurate search volume, the CPC, the CTC, and all everything about these keywords which we want to use in our website.
So can you give an example, if all the information is not confidential, that how did you go about using all of these tools and solving a problem for any of your clients?
Yeah, so one of my clients, it's an internal client. Like we have a different website also. Brand Story has a different website. Its name is Lateral Metrics. So it's a marketing analytics company. So what we were lacking in San Francisco, we didn't we weren't able to get enough traffic from San Francisco page. But we had done almost all the tactics and all. Like I even work for content writing as well. I do provide good SEO optimized content for my websites and also for my clients' websites. So we did a content regulation, we did the backlinks, we did the title, on page and off page SEOs and all, but nothing was working. So SEMrush helped me here. SEMrush told me that how that for which keywords I am missing and for which keywords my competitors are ranking for. Second, they also helped me to get the backlinks where my competitors were posting their sites and all, and I applied them to my sites, and now our page is in the first ranking results.
So you copied everything the best from your competitors, and now you're
No, we
yes.
no, we did a competitor research. We didn't just look onto one competitor. We had two to three competitors as well, which were ranking good in the results page. And then we did an audit, and then we found out that what tactics they are using. We that we should take use of them, and we applied them in ours as well.
So now let's deep dive a little bit into your SEO knowledge. So tell me, I mean, what is the difference between an off-page SEO and an on-page SEO?
Yeah, so on-page and off-page SEO are the two very main aspects of the SEO term. So on-page SEO is what we do on the page for the SEO, which is visible to the viewers and all, which they can see, such as the title tags, the meta description, and all the content which we upload in the our website, the content which has the keywords in our website. And this helps you in the Google in understanding what your website has, and how the context of your content is, that what it is, what the content is about, what message do you want to deliver and all. So on page helps in that. Second, we can come on through off page. Off page is done what is behind the website, such as link building, I told you, and what keywords which I should update in my content. Then comes blog posts and things which have the keywords which I've been updated, which I've been updated on the on page SEO. So these are the interlinked things, and off page is what we do in the back end of the team.
So do you think, I mean, for a normal website, which one is more important for getting the rankings improved?
We actually, so we can't totally depend on one thing. We as the Google algorithms and all are changing day by day, we are facing the same problems in our company. Like if one page has been ranking in the not much in the 6th or 7th page, the other week or the other day it is ranking on the first page. So, and if it is ranking on the first page, the other day it is going on the 8th page. So Google algorithms are changing drastically in these terms in these days. So we can't totally depend on only on page or on only off page. We have to focus on both the aspects, and there are many other aspects which we should concentrate also.
So it's a mix of both, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now tell me something. You've heard about LSI keywords?
Yes.
So tell me what are LSI keywords, and try to give me an example from your experience in the last 10 months, so that you're able to explain that, okay, how did you improve on the LSI rankings as well?
So LSI keywords are those keywords which are related to the main keywords of your website. So for example, if you are a motor company, like we can take for Hyundai, like Hyundai vehicles, Hyundai cars and all. So what is LSI keyword? LSI keyword is a keyword which are related or which are the synonyms of your main keyword. So for here, for example, which I give you Hyundai automobiles. So for Hyundai automobiles, we can have the keywords such as petroleum, diesel engines, and petrol engines and CNG engines and all. So there are many aspects to it. We can I can't totally took a deep dive in it, but there are many aspects to this LSI. What has happened in the past and what is happening in the present, I'll tell you. In the past, Google used to see that how many keywords are present in the content, like the content which we have in the website, and according to that they will get to know that what is the context of the content, and according to that, if they think that this keyword is related or this content is related to automobiles also, which I gave you the example, then it will put our website in the search engine result page for that. But now as the Google algorithms and all is said, it comes to understand what is the keyword and what is the content of it. So they need some synonyms also related to the keyword which you can rank for.
And how do you improve the rankings on LSI keywords compared to normal keywords?
So we can use the synonyms as I've told you. So these synonyms and all, we can get a good research of it about in the competitors backlinks also. Competitor keyword research also. We can do our own keyword research also from Google Keyword Planner and all, and then we can apply it to our websites.
So tell me something, have you come across a scenario where maybe competition is very low and it's a very niche website or an industry where you don't have a lot of competition data? Have you faced a scenario like that?
That was the time, that is the problem we had faced with our lateral metrics website as well, because marketing analytics and business analytics, the services which we are giving, the keyword don't have much search volume. So what we had to mainly focus on, we had to update our contents and all contents, our blogs titles at on page, and then we have to also work extra hard on our backlink strategy. We had to upload a more number of backlinks and all, which could support and which could get the juice out of it. So that helped us a little bit.
Okay, now I think since you talked a lot about keywords, I mean, tell me some tools that you use for an analysis of these keywords. I mean, it could be paid, it could be free, the ones that you have experience on.
Yeah, SEMrush, I totally have a good hands-on experience on SEMrush. Second, Google Keywords Planner. Third, I would really suggest, and I haven't used it, but I have gone through it a lot. It's Ubersuggest, and it's if you must be knowing surely about him, Neil Patel, the famous SEO blogger. You know, he is a very famous person in SEO. It's that the Ubersuggest is his own tool, and I think if I want to work as a freelancer or something in future, I would go with SEMrush and Ubersuggest as well, because Ubersuggest gives you an accurate competition analysis. It's like my company isn't using it. I don't know the reason why. They must be finding SEMrush good as well, and it is good. But Ubersuggest gives you an accurate reasons, and it also gives you those keywords which you can rank for. They also suggest you that if you are looking for marketing analytics, you can also be ranking for business analytics as well. So they give these kinds of insight, which is very helpful for people who are new in this business, or they don't have an accurate idea of which keywords I could use either than this.
So I'm assuming your organization would be using a paid account of SEMrush, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Now, since you talked about a lot of these keywords and SEO and rankings, tell me something, what are the most important factors for Google ranking?
Yeah, so first of all, what I was being taught in my digital career is content is the king. Everybody knows that SEO is. So what I believe is that you should have a high quality content in your website. Your content should be appealable. It should be giving the message what you want to desire and what you want your people, your users, and your users to learn about yourself, about your website and all. What message do you want to pass to them? What services you are giving? Second, it is a very important factor that your website should be mobile user friendly, because people are not running to their laptops and their PCs every time to go for a website checking and all. They have their mobile phones handy, so they'll go to their mobile phone, simply go to Google and type in your website name or anything, search related query, and then if your result pops up, and then you will get more traffic, right? So if your website has a good mobile, it is good mobile friendly, that it is rendering properly, the images are coming in front of properly, so that helps you in avoiding the bounce rate which happens usually most of the times. Like people, if your website is not working properly in their phones, so they'll just bounce, they'll just push the backward and go to the new website as well. And these are the things which I believe must be mostly prompted for according to your website ranking.
So now tell me something, since you brought up the topic of a website being mobile friendly. Let's say I am a mobile application, right, where I am targeting keywords where I want people to download the mobile applications, right? So is there a difference that I can do, that maybe on the website I target different keywords, and maybe when the person is using on his mobile, then I can target different keywords, and the SEO rankings can differ in that case, right? Maybe on a mobile he sees my ad first because it's an installation. Maybe on, let's say, the desktop, he's not able to see first, because since you're using a desktop, you will not go to your mobile and start downloading that application. So, I mean, do you have any experiences that, or do you think that is actually valid or not?
I don't have an experience in this, but according to my thinking, what I think is that that shouldn't matter according to the website, according to the keyword and all the keywords and all. Like the content would be same displayed as in the PC website, and it would be samely displayed as your mobile's website. So I don't think that should matter. And this is all just my opinion, what I think about now. I don't have an experience on it for now.
Great. Now, talk something about web crawling. Have you used it in the past? How has it been beneficial?
Yeah, web crawling is the very first step of the website creation and all, and it is the very first step of your indexing and ranking for the website. So what happens is Google and other search engines send some crawlers, which are called which are these spider bots. So they send it to your website, and they crawl all your content, they crawl all your website data and all, to see that what is the context and what is the content and what is the website about. So this is not where your page gets indexed for the website ranking. This is the earlier stage before of that. After your website is been crawled by the spider bots and the crawlers, after that you can submit it for the indexing in the search console, Google Search Console. And after that you can do your on page and off page and all these tactics for your website ranking.
So is there any way you can optimize your website to these crawlers so that it's crawled on a frequent basis?
Yeah, so you can give an XML robots.txt file on that search console. You need to submit it, and from that you will get the crawlers and the spider bots would get to know that which pages they should crawl and which pages they should not. So it becomes easier for them, and it also takes it is less time consuming for you as well as for the Google search bots.
Great. I think now let's move on to a little bit of generic digital marketing. Tell me something, you have experience in social media marketing as well, right? I mean, not experience, but you've learned about it.
Yes.
So now tell me something, I mean, after the COVID happening and now everybody going digital, how has social media marketing evolved and how has it benefited organizations and businesses?
Yeah, so social media marketing is really a boon right now. It helps you in a vast number of things. Firstly, it also, as being an SEO specialist, I will always talk about SEO things first. So it also helps you in your SEO ranking as well, website rankings, and well, if you have a good social media marketing tactics, and if you have a good social media mentions in your website as well. So being that left aside, I'll talk about social media marketing now. So it's this field and this domain is is being vastly used, and this channel has been used by millions of people just to get the engagement, because people are not more of not of laptops and PCs, as I had told you before. They go in their mobiles and tablets to search for a search and query. This social media platform, what it has helped, that people are already engaging with your the social media. They are engaging with your friends post, their family members post, and what we can do is that we can put our products and services in it, so they can engage with us as well in this use platform. What we get over here is a good target audience. People only who are interested in our product or in our services would be following us, and not the people who aren't interested, or who just want to hover about the website things, who just want to hover about the products and all won't be. So what we get is a very limited and a target audience, and we can show our and we can broadcast our messages as well as in this field.
Great. Now coming to a couple of last questions of this interview. Give me example of one strength and one weakness that you have as a candidate.
So I would firstly talk about my weakness first, because I am a big procrastinator. I have been procrastinating. I have been I intended to make my own Instagram handle by the new year, but I still haven't done it. My all plan and all has been ready, but what I have worked upon it for the past 6 months, I've been working about it. I have been journaling my things. I have been started making to-do lists, that what I should do by the day, by the EOD, or by the week or something or so. And I've been putting a check mark in front of him, and I've been trying. It is a little bit hard, as this thing has been with me for the past many years, so it has been a little hard for me to cope up with it, but I'm trying my level best to procure it and to be above it. My strength would be, certainly I am a very curious person. Even the coach who I've been studied who had taught me digital marketing, who had a lot of questions of only receiving from me from the whole batch. He used to receive questions from me from at night 12 also, but he never backed down, and he used to reply me at 1 a.m. also. So being curious is my strength, and I think so that being curious isn't a bad thing which people say nowadays, because that is what helps you evolve. What I think is, it helps you keep the knowledge, it helps you get the knowledge if you're keen and interested in it.
So now tell me something, what is the most difficult part of your job that you find?
For now the things, auditing is a little bit difficult, as being a fresher, 10 months and all, it's in much experience in this field. There are many people who are 4 to 5 experience, and 4 to 5 years of experience. But what I think is, according to me, SEO auditing, because it shows you a lot of mistakes, what has happened in your your website is not working good for, what your website is lacking in front of. So coping up and having the knowledge of every bits and pieces of it is getting a bit harsh on me. So what I can say is, like, I'm still learning it, but as I told you, have being a curious person, I've been doing pretty well on it.
So I'm assuming you're working from home, right?
Yes.
So I think it will be much more difficult working from home and getting mentorship and guidance from people.
Exactly, sir. Every now and then I have to, if it's not every now and then, but if I face any problem, I'll have to call up my manager, or I'll have to call up my colleagues and ask them. And it also depends on their availability also, if they are free or not. And if there is nothing as such, if I miss the day, then after my working hours, I just go through Google and all, and I search it for myself. And then next day I'll have to ask them, that is my research and all accurate or not, or if do you want to shower any knowledge on it or not.
Cool. Now coming to my last question, where do you see yourselves 5 years down the line?
So 5 years down the line, I would certainly see myself in opening my own agency over the time. 5 years would really be a very short time, but what I back myself is, I know that I have a good capability of getting things done on myself. and I have a good capability on getting things done by others. Also, I have good leadership qualities, and I proved that before in my life. So what I think is future in the future 5 years, I need to gain as much as knowledge in every aspect of this domain, and get to know this digital marketing field, and how to operate, how to conceive, how to get good clients, how to get good quality clients and all, to open my agency and all.
Okay, sorry, one more last question. What do you do apart from SEO and asking questions? What are some of your hobbies?
So my hobby is exercising. I've been a gym rat since my school days, and that is the only hobby I have. And hobby and passion is what I can say is been with me for a very long time. So that's it.
So how did you manage in COVID? The gyms are still shut, right?
I had my skipping ropes and a little bit dumbbells at my home, so I handled it.
Cool, then thank you very much. I think it was a pleasure interacting. All the very best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you.
All right. So Altamash sir, hi Shubham. I believe the interview went well. So now, sir, I would like to, provide feedback to Shubham that, what he could have done better. And post that, you can also tell us general tips to our viewers, what kind of general things they should have, they should keep in their mind for their interviews as well.
Sure. So I think what I really liked about Shubham was first, he was a very cool and a calm and a composed person throughout the interview. Even at places where he did not know the answers, he clearly admitted that I don't know. This is according to my knowledge, right? Second thing which I really liked about him is he kept smiling. He was not nervous anywhere, or he wasn't worried anywhere, or he wasn't under any kind of pressure. So maybe I think he has some prior experiences in giving interviews. So maybe with experiences, all of you guys will also evolve. So these are the things that I like. Now coming to points of improvements, I think, see, first of all, the introduction needs to be improved a lot, right? His introduction started and ended in 2 lines. That, okay, my name is Shubham, I am an SEO expert, and that's end of the story, right? Introduction is basically the trend setter, right? I mean, you are being given a opportunity by the interviewer to speak any and everything about yourself, right? And in an interview, what are you doing? You're selling yourself, right? So you would not want to sell yourself short. I mean, he could have told me where does he come from. He could have told me that, okay, maybe he was a good student in school, or he was good in extracurricular activities. He could have told me something about his college. He could have told me that, okay, in his previous job, he was bored out of it, and out of curiosity, he gained knowledge in digital marketing, and now he's working as a full-time SEO expert in digital marketing. And then he could have told me 1 or 2 hobbies or something like that, right? Because see, in an interview, I am not going to hire a robot, right? I'm going to hire a human being. So as a human being, what is your point of view on things? What do you stand for? What are things that you like or you don't like? How has your journey been throughout life? That is something that needs to be shared to the interviewer as well, because that is not something that I will read on your resume, right? So I think that is something that he needs to improve. I think the second thing is, wherever he is giving answers, maybe he can add a little bit of examples to prove that, right? Like in that Honda answer, he perfectly stated with example that, okay, this is how this should be done. But then I had to ask him that, okay, give me an example, and then state it, right? In normal scenarios, what he can do is he could have added that, okay, in my experience, this problem I had faced here, and this is what I did. And he could have added real life examples, right? So that is the second thing. And I think the last thing is, which a lot of students also miss, and I think which he also missed, is telling the scale at which you have worked, right? So if you are working for a small client vis-a-vis if you are working for a big client like Google or Facebook or any other brands, the challenges that you will face would be very, very different, right? Because if, let's say, I give my own example, if I'm working for a marketing budget which is only 1 lakh rupees, vis-a-vis I'm working for a marketing budget which is 1 crore rupees, right? So the challenges that I'll face at 1 crore rupees will be much more higher, much more diverse, and there'll be the experience and the learning would be much more higher, right? So wherever you guys can tell that, okay, like in, for his example, he could have said that, okay, in the last 10 months I have handled 5 clients, or maybe he could have said that, okay, I have helped 20 websites from improving their rankings from the page 10 to the first, or something like that, right? So it will show me that as a candidate, in 10 months, he's worked on 20 clients on 20 websites, right? Which is a big number, because I can't judge him just by saying the fact that, okay, how have you done well in those 10 months? Unless and until he doesn't tell me that, okay, in 10 months, I handled so many clients, in 10 months, I did so many projects, in 10 months, I did this, I did that, I was awarded or something like that, right? So make sure whenever you are giving answers, you add a little bit of quantification. Like in the end, he told me he has leadership skills, right? But throughout the interview, not even in the introduction, nowhere I could see any example of how he would have shown or gathered those leadership skills, right? So I think these are just some pointers. Shubham, I think overall you did well, but these are some things that you can work upon, and this will add value going forward.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. So, sir, to answer the burning question as well, would you hire Shubham or not?
So yeah, I think if I am specifically looking for an SEO role, I will definitely hire that. If I'm looking for some other roles, then I think I have to have a much longer conversation and
Right.
understand him more as a human being. Because see, if let's say I'm hiring him for a social media marketing role, I'll have to also judge him on how his innovation is, how his level of thinking is, how is he more, I would say, much more innovative in thinking out ideas out of the box or something like that, right? So it will depend on kind of role to role, but I think if I am hiring him for an SEO role, I think perfectly I would love to hire him. Now I think if you would want me to talk about general tips and tricks, or we
Yes.
are already short on time.
No. We are not short. I think that will be adding much more value to candidates, having general tips in mind for their interviews as well.
So
That will be great. Yeah.
I think I usually take very long sessions on this, but I think I'll take next 5-7 minutes and try to summarize that what are the tips and tricks. See, the first thing is always smile, right? I mean, even if you don't know an answer, even if you are in pressure, it helps. And it will help you in boosting your morale. And when you smile, the person in front of you also feels better, right? And you also feel better inside, which I think Shubham did very well. So that is the first thing. The second thing, which through the interview you would have got an example, if you don't know an answer, just politely accept the fact that, okay, I don't know. There's no point giving random answers. There's no point giving wrong answers, because if you get cross-questioned on those wrong answers, the candidature gets over there itself, right? So, and there's no harm in, because I mean, you're not Google, right? That you'll know each and everything. So there's a polite way you can say that, okay, right now I don't know about it, or you can say that I'm sorry, I don't know about it. Maybe I can read about it later and come back to you later. Those are ways of smartly answering those questions. Now, there could be scenarios where there's a very out of the box question that has been thrown at you, right? And you want to think about those. Take your time, gather your thoughts, right? So instead of just making a rapid fire interview where I throw a question and you start answering, make sure that you ask the interviewer that, okay, if you don't mind, can I take 10 seconds to think about it and then answer? If you don't mind, can I take 30 seconds to gather my thoughts? Right? So that also shows that, okay, you are a candidate who processes information, who thinks what he's speaking, and who knows what he's speaking, right? So that gives a positive impact instead of a lot of people think that, okay, if I'll ask some time, it will give a negative impact, right? Those are the three things. Apart from that, make sure, like I said, wherever you can give scale, make sure you give scale. Because let's say, to give you a lame example that I give in almost every talk that I have, if I conduct a small kitty party at my home for my mom, where there are 5 people, 5 of her friends that I invited, I can write a line on my resume that I managed an event. Right now, if I am organizing, let's say, a band performance in the city of Mumbai, where there will be 50,000 people coming in, right? There also I can say that, okay, I managed the event. But how will the interviewer come to know? When I tell him that, okay, I managed an event where there was an average participation of 50,000 plus people, right? Then he will know that, okay, this is the kind of scale that you have worked on. So obviously your challenges would be much more higher compared to organizing a kitty party small at home, right? So how do you guys take it back in your own answers? You make sure that if you have any numbers, if you have any quantification criterias, if you have any percentages, if you have anything that can show that, okay, how did you well, right? I mean, if you're a salesman, you can quote the amount of revenue. Like in Shubham's case, he said that, okay, from 10th rank to first rank, which is a good quantifiable number. If it's an event, you can show number of participants or number of footfall or something like that, right? So the interviewer gets an idea of that, okay, what is the scale that you have been working upon, right? I think apart from that technical knowledge, just make sure that you brush up all your concepts and you read whatever has been taught to you. Apart from that, I think there will be life projects also given to you guys where you would have implemented on whatever you've learned, right? So make sure that you highlight that also in answers, because those projects are actually real world problems that you are solving, right? So when you go to a job and work as a full-time employee, you will be solving very similar problems like that. Right. So I think, yeah, these are some of the tips. Apart from that, yeah, sorry, one more very important thing. I mean, this was a mock interview, so Shubham did not have an option. But whenever you guys go for an interview, read the job description from top to bottom. Try to think how will you go ahead and portray yourself and match your skills with that job description. What a lot of people do is they force themselves. Like, if I am a social media marketer, no, I also know SEO, I can do SEO, please hire me. That is not the logic, right? I can tell him that, okay, along with social media marketing, I have also done something about SEO. That still makes a believable story. So make sure you read all the job descriptions perfectly. And the second most important thing is always have questions ready for the interviewer, right? So when you are interviewing for that particular organization, read about the organization, see the number of clients that they have, go to their website, see their social media pages, read what have they been in the recent news for, and prepare logical questions. It's not, I mean, it's not a compulsion to ask questions, but if you have any logical questions, because you will be interacting with usually somebody who's higher in the organization who would be coming to hire you, right? So if you ask him relevant questions, he'll also feel that, okay, no, this is the candidate who has prepared himself for this particular role, and I think he would be more suited than the other candidates who just came here, interviewed, and left off, right? But that doesn't mean that you start asking random questions that, okay, how many people are there in the organization? Where is your office and all that? That is not something that you would want to have a conversation with a CEO or something, right? So make sure you have relevant and logical questions ready, because that shows that, okay, your intent is really high in this particular interview. Right. I think that's all from my side. If you want anything particular, I mean, maybe, I don't know, Ayush, if you could take questions or something.
Right. No, I think so. That's great. It was an amazing session, and I believe this will give a great example to students. How they should ideally appear for their interviews, and also you have given them the tips as well. So I was actually seeing the chat only. We do not have any questions from the audience as well. So I think we can close the session now. And with that being said, everyone, a very happy new year. And if you are looking to upskill yourself, well, Board Infinity is always there for you with coaches like Altamash only, who are going to take your classes live and do your mentoring as well. With that being said, thanks a lot, sir. Thanks a lot, Shubham, for joining us.
Well, all the very best, guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah.